All right, so with Greece facing new elections, are there any certainties at all for the country? Marco Vicenzino is a financial risk advisor with me here in the studio. First of all, Marco, is this a sign of panic that these hundreds of millions of dollars are being withdrawn from the banks at the moment, or is it something that Greeks have been doing for quite some time?
It has been a steady progression of withdrawals from the first quarter of 2010 to the first quarter of 2012. About a third of Greek bank deposits have been withdrawn. So we've seen a slow progression, and in recent days it's been picking up speed. So right now it's a state of fear that could easily lead to a panic as we approach the June 17th elections.
What are people doing with the money they take out?
It can be anything ranging. Some of them keep it at home. Some of them put them in bank accounts outside of Greece, places like Cyprus, some in Germany, German bonds. So there's several routes. So it's a combination of some keeping at home and some of it going overseas within the Eurozone. I
mean, you're a financial advisor. If you were talking to a Greek person, would you say this is actually the right thing to do? Because in some ways it is inspiring a sort of fear and a panic that Greeks don't trust their own banks to be able to hold on to their money. If
you have your life savings, everything you own and everything you have, a deposit in an account, and you're not sure that it'll be there tomorrow because the banks may shut and there may be a devaluation that wipes out everything you've basically accumulated in a lifetime, it's only natural you're going to try to take out and put it elsewhere. You have to secure your financial future.
And is that a real fear? I mean, could this happen? We are now approaching D-Day in terms of these June 17th elections. If they can't agree on a government, or say, for example, the radical left party, Syriza, gets in and says, well, you know, we don't want any of this EU bailout, we're not interested in austerity measures, what is going to happen then?
I think it's the rhetoric of Mr. Tsipras. In my opinion, personally, is quite irresponsible because he's playing a very dangerous, high-risk game. There's a difference between the rhetoric of a campaign and the reality of power. Because if he does win this campaign, he does win the election with his populist rhetoric, by the time he becomes prime minister, there's going to be very little economy to preside over.
How would that actually work out, though? Would it be, we've talked today, actually, we were discussing in the office today, we're talking about, is Greece going to leave the euro? Is Greece going to ditch the euro? Is it going to be forced to leave the euro? How actually would it work? Are there various avenues that could happen?
That's the scary part, is that there's a way for a country to become a member of a euro, but there's no provisions for a country to exit the euro.
Well, they never thought it was going to happen, did they?
Exactly. So basically what happens here is that the choice becomes, if they have to exit, whether it will be an orderly default or a disorderly default. Both are bad situations, but an orderly default is obviously a lesser of the two evils. This is uncharted territory that could lead not just to a breakdown of the Greek economy, but can trigger a domino effect. Even if they want to build a firewall around the Greek economy, there's no guarantee that that firewall will be strong enough to prevent the domino effect, taking down many of the Mediterranean economies, Europe as a whole, and with it the global economy. So this is the point I'm making. Mr. Tsipras, I don't think he realizes he's a political novice. And his rhetoric is he's playing with fire, and he might just burn the Greek economy and others with it.
It's rhetoric that a lot of people approve of, though. That is certainly the situation in Greece at the moment. Marco Vicenzino, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you.